Hey guys, welcome to another spoiler episode. We're going to be looking at the black starter deck this time, and it's looking like a mix of vampires and fairy tales. So let's get into it. First, we've got Reiya, fourth daughter of the Mikage. She's a vampire, a judgment of 3, energize. She has, at the beginning of the game, put a mystery counter on this card, and then she has a tap ability that says put a mystery counter on this card. So, already, the theme of the deck is going to be mystery counters, and, similar to Rain and, the other starter decks. So we'll see how that kind of synergizes with the other cards in the deck. Her flip side is Reiya, fourth daughter of the Mikage, 12/12. She has flying. When this card enters the field, put 3 mystery counters on it, and then she has tap, remove a mystery counter from this card, destroy target resonator. So, that's not bad. I feel like you want to be attacking with her though a lot of the time, and but targeted destruction is pretty good still. Can get rid of a lot of stuff. If you can get a lot of mystery counters on her in the beginning, I think it could be pretty good. I just don't like how she has to tap to use it, because then she's vulnerable to attacks. You're not using her to get in with damage. But, it could synergize with other stuff that, untaps or recovers J resonators and stuff like that. Next, we've got Ahriman, Malicious Eye in the Dark for 2 mana. He's a 6/6. He is a familiar, so he's not a vampire or a resonator, or a fairy tale, I mean. He's definitely a resonator. When this card is put into a graveyard from the field, put a mystery counter on your J ruler. So this, and it's J/ruler, so it also puts it on her flip side. This seems kind of, like one of the mystery counter generations in the deck. I don't really like that it has to die to use its ability. At a 6/6 without flying, it looks like it should have flying, right? Anyways, yeah, it's okay. For 2 mana, I don't know. It looks like sack fodder, honestly. Yeah. Next, we got Alucard, the Vampiric Noble for 3 mana. He's a 6/6. Other vampires you control gain +2/+2. So that's that's not bad. That's giving a lot of synergy to the deck. With, I imagine there must be a decent amount of vampires in this. 2/2 isn't a lot, and at a 6/6 3 mana, I really don't think this guy is that strong. He's great to buff the rest of your guys, but not too impressed yet. Next, we got Ashen Snow White for 2 mana. She's a 5/7. She's a fairy tale, so not a vampire. Remove a mystery counter from your J ruler. This card gains +2/+2 and precision until end of turn. Play this ability only once per turn. Yeah, she's all right. I mean, usually I don't think you want to be removing mystery counters from your J ruler for to activate her ability a lot. I think there's other better cards that use mystery counters in the starter deck. I mean, not too impressed. Yeah. Next, we have Bats from the Dark Castle. It's a 1-drop, 0/4. It's a bat, so it's not a vampire or a fairy tale, but it has flying, and this card gains +2/+0 for each mystery counter on your J ruler. So these guys, I think, are interesting. But the issue I have with it, is that it'll depend on how well you can generate those mystery counters. Right now, there's not a lot of ways to do it besides the 2-cost dying, and then tapping your J ruler, which usually won't happen because you oftentimes want to tap for a stone, call stone with the J rulers. So I mean, maybe with Flute's Water Dragon, it could be good, because then you can because a 1-drop 6/4 is pretty big, and she starts with 1 mystery counter on her, so you only need to get 2 mystery counters on her for, I think, bats to be really worthwhile. A 6/4 1-drop flying is good, and an 8/4 1-drop flying is he just keeps getting better and better. But we'll see. I think there's some shenanigans you can do with that guy. Next, we got Dark Knight Butterfly, a 1-drop regular chant. Your opponent discards a card. If this card was awakened, your opponent discards 2 cards instead. And the awakening is remove 2 mystery counters from your J ruler. I think this is good. I don't think I probably wouldn't play it over like something like Nameless Mist, where you get to look at your opponent's hand and you get to choose what to discard, even though it only hits non-resonators. Um, I like the Awakening. It's very similar to Lapis Darkstorm, but for 1 mana cheaper. But 2 mystery counters, depending on what you want to do with her, with your J Ruler, if if it's a valid strategy to just load her up with mystery counters just for a 1-cost discard card like this. In that case, it's great, but there's some other stuff that you can do with your mystery counters where this might not be the best use of your resources. Regardless, though, I like it. It's a 1 mana for 1 discard. They get to choose, which is unfortunate, but I think it's still good. I mean, hell, like Gil could, Daddy Gil would probably really like this card. Next, we've got Empress Carmilla for 3 mana. She's a 6/6. She is a vampire, and when this card enters the field, destroy target resonator with total cost 1. I am not a fan of this card. For 3 mana, it seems like you're not getting enough out of it, and at a 6/6, it's not terribly strong either. It's not even total cost 1 or less, so you can hit tokens. It's just total cost 1. And I mean, there's better cards out there for sure. Not impressed. Next we have Grim, the Pitch Black Vampire for 4. He's a 9/9, so getting up there in the attack and defense. But he's a vampire and a fairy tale, which is nice. He has flying. When this card enters the field, put target resonator from your graveyard into your hand. That's a nice buff. Nice upside. You can pay 2 black for J resonators your opponent controls, gains -X/-X until end of turn, where X is the number of fairy tales you control. So I could see this guy doing well in like a fairy tale tribal deck. That's some pretty good board wipe since it hits everybody. You only need 3 or 4 to start killing a lot of stuff. I think he only works well in something like a fairy tale tribal deck, though. I don't think he's that great for anything besides that. But next we have Moonlight Shadow. It's a 1-drop 4/4, just total vanilla. He's a vampire, so he will get buffed from the earlier resonator that I forget the name of. Not that impressed. I mean, 1-drop 4/4 is fine, but I don't know. There's better 1-drops out there. Like the bat is already a 2/4 with flying. And once it starts, like right out the gate, that's better. We have Sword of the Half Moon. Well, not right out the gate, but it's for all intents and purposes, it's definitely better. We have Sword of the Half Moon, 2 black mana. It's a quick cast. Target J Resonator gains -6/-6 until end of turn. If this card was awakened, put it into its owner's hand as it resolves. Awakening, remove 2 mystery counters from your J Ruler. So I think this is an okay card. It hits a decent amount of stuff. 2 man's is a little pricey for a kill card, but I like it that you can recycle it into your hand. 2 mystery counters is a kind of a high price to pay. I feel like it would be better at 1 mystery counter, since it seems like it's going to be kind of difficult to get a lot of mystery counters on Reiya, but I do like it. I like that it cycles itself in. Next we have Sword of the New Moon. It's a 1 mana quick cast. Choose 1, destroy target resonator with total cost 1 or less, or destroy target resonator with total cost 4 or less if this card was awakened. Awakening is remove a mystery counter from your J Ruler. I actually really like this card. It's a 1 mana kill spell. Most of the time, like 1 mystery counter is a good price to pay for hitting a lot of stuff. 4 or less hits a decent amount of stuff. I like it. I feel like this is one of the better cards in the deck. It synergizes really well with Reiya. 1 mystery counter isn't too tough to pay at all. It hits a decent amount of stuff too. Next we have her Magic Stone, Special Magic Stone, Stone from the Dark Castle. Treat this card as a Darkness Magic Stone. That's good. Produces black. When this card enters the field, put a mystery counter on your J Ruler. So this is probably the main way you're going to get your mystery counters. It makes it a little bit, it makes the whole deck kind of a little more playable. Definitely kind of makes the deck flow more. It's one of the best, probably one of the better cards to play with Reiya if you're gonna be playing a deck like this. Otherwise, there's not a whole lot of ways you can get mystery counters, beyond like Flute's Water Dragon and the pig guy. Yeah, otherwise you're missing his stone drops. But this is good. I like it. Really good mystery counter generation. And then we have regular Darkness Magic Stone. Art looks nice. Looks kind of like Ainz in that one anime that I don't remember. But yeah, no one's probably gonna get that reference. But overall, vampire, fairy tale, black deck. I like Reiya. I like that she can destroy people by removing mystery counters. A mystery counter is interesting. If you can generate enough of it, I think the deck has a decent amount of stuff it can do, especially those bats can get really big. Overall, I like the deck. I like the bats. Bats are cool. I like Reiya. I personally think that she's 0 because she's the 4th daughter of the Mikage, but it says a vampire who suddenly appeared in this world with a mysterious castle. Like, that's, so we still don't, she could still be 0, like evil 0, and she has 0 as a familiar, so it could be 0 turned into a vampire. I think that's cool. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time for the next spoilers. Hope you enjoyed.